welcome back. This is the AM show. Now, on the 3rd of May this year, a movement was born. The hashtag was Fix the Country. And for that day and many days after, that hashtag trended as millions of Ghanaians gathered together to express the things that they wish would be fixed about this country that we love so much. There is a demonstration tomorrow. There has been, of course, a journey that we've been on, tried to demonstrate, tried to express. Of course, there was the clap back, fix yourself. It's just been an interesting few months around this hashtag Fix the Country and everything that it represents. But like I said, tomorrow there will be a demonstration. This morning, joining us on the AM show is Yakubu Hardi. He's a fighter general, Economic Fighters League, love that title, fighter general. And we just want to touch base with him, see what the process has been like and what we can expect tomorrow. Good morning, Yakubu.
Good morning.
Great to see you this morning. You look like you're on fire, looking like a fighter general indeed. Okay, so do you want to just quickly take us?
Sure, yes, we are on course. We are looking to have our demonstration tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun, actually.
Okay, I'm not to this point where you can actually legally demonstrate. Okay, looks like we're going to try and get Yakubu back. But Izzy, this morning you were talking about the fact that there had been so many issues in being able to get to this point.
They sought to demonstrate and they faced a number of frustrations, including having to end up in court. And eventually they get in the all clear.
Yeah.
To go ahead with the demonstration. And now they say they've met with the IGP,
IGP,
the new IGP. So they met with the old IGP and they've now met
with the new IGP,
just to clarify things.
Okay, Yakubu, well, thank you for joining us once again. So do you want to just let us know what that process has been like to be able to get to being able to demonstrate legally tomorrow?
Right. So our first notice for demonstration was issued for 9th May. And we are in August, and the demonstration is now materializing in August. So it's been a long journey. We had various issues with the state and the police. The initial clapback was, a sort of propaganda counter hashtag, which said that instead of shouting "fix the country," we should fix ourselves. And when that did not work, there was another attempt to sort of link this to partisan interests, just to mar the genuine, concerns of the people. That also did not work. Then came the NDC in the aftermath of the death of one of our activists, Kaka in Ejura, whose soul we bless and who we pay respect to for all the work that he has done and the legacy he has left. NDC was able to quickly get the go-ahead to demonstrate. That was after we had been sent to court for injunction upon injunction. In fact, the first injunction that was secured, it was secured on a day that we had gone into meeting with top officials of the state, which they eventually did. A very ridiculous injunction at that, because it basically perpetually banned us from demonstrating on Fix the Country. So we had to go to court. We had to take that to court because we could not allow that to stand. And being law-abiding citizens, we use the court process to quash that injunction. Everybody who read that injunction knew that it could not stand the test of law. Then there was another attempt by the state, the police represented by the Attorney General, to secure a fresh injunction or to renew the old injunction, which was then also thrown away because you could not be seeking an injunction against an event that was supposed to happen on 9th May, which 9th May had at that time actually passed. So that motion had become moot.
All right.
So
yes, I can understand, Yakubu Hardi, I can understand that, yeah, it's been a long road, but eventually you're saying that you met, well, you got the all clear to embark on the demonstration. And you first met with the former IGP. Now you've also met with the new IGP. So even though you had come to some understanding with the old IGP, you still had to meet with the new IGP. Tell us the outcome of that meeting.
Yes, so we met with the old IGP, the former IGP, immediately after, events following the death of Kaka, to sort of elevate the issues of security of activists and the interaction between people who are campaigning or who are raising their voices on the platform of Fix the Country, or in whichever capacity as citizens, and then their interactions with the police and other security services. In that meeting, we pointed out to him how the police had sought to frustrate our demonstration whilst allowing other actors, such as the funerals that were organized by the New Patriotic Party and the demonstration that was held by the NDC. We pointed out the double speak and the double standards, selective application of the law in allowing one actor to demonstrate and preventing us also to demonstrate. He made the point that they were not against our demonstration and all of that. But then we told him how talking nice in the office was completely different from how the interactions were on the ground.
Yeah.
Of course.
Now, afterwards, we then issued a new notice to the regional command for a demonstration on the 4th. And we have been back and forth. I think we've met them like 4 or 5 times already. The last meeting was last Friday with the regional command, and we were informed that the IGP, the new IGP, wanted to meet. So we were with the new IGP yesterday at his request, and he mentioned that he had asked for the meeting just to give us assurance that the police will be there to protect the protesters,
right,
and they will provide maximum protection for people who are expressing their democratic and constitutionally guaranteed rights.
I was also read in the press statement that you issued that you would have your own marshals.
Yes.
What's the role of these marshals that you're bringing on board?
Okay, the marshals are just volunteers, sort of, who have been assembled and trained in order to be guiding the people on the routes, because we don't want people veering off and then maybe interfering with other people who may not be part of the demonstration or causing any sort of confusion that we do not want to happen. So the marshals are people who would be in reflector jackets, who would be directing people on how to move on the road, and also liaising with the police in terms of what is happening in the crowd and what's going on. They will also be in charge of making sure that people wear their masks and distance themselves reasonably within the crowd. So these are just the functions that we've assigned to them.
Now, you talk about when you initially intended to embark on this demonstration, May 9th, and at the time, there was such groundswell on social media. You had a lot of support. The hashtag Fix the Country was trending. and trended for a while. Now we're looking at the several months on. Do you feel that the delay has robbed you of the thunder and the groundswell that you enjoyed at the time? Because I'm not sure Fix the Country is even trending now.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a social, largely social media movement.
Well, yeah, Evans, you could, yeah, I said Evans, Israel, you could say that. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah, you could say that, Israel. I mean, time has lapsed and some people have dropped off. But I think one advantage of the long, drag of time has given us is for people to be able to digest all the issues that had been raised. You see, millions of tweets had been sent out, and it has given us the opportunity to analyze all the issues that were raised about fix the country. People have different understanding of what they think needs fixing in this country, and all of that comes together to make what fix the country really is. So the lack of time has given opportunity for people to completely digest all these issues and understand from their own perspective where the fix the country has come from, and if it is something that they want to. Mind you, fix the country is not a 9-day wonder. It's not a one-day thing. It is a campaign that has acquired a life of its own, and it is something that does not stop after a demonstration.
Right.
And therefore people need the opportunity to have the conversations and to be able to digest whether it is something that they want to be part of in the long haul. And I think that the lack of time has given us that opportunity. And we can clearly say that those who will be coming out tomorrow are people who have deep understanding of all the issues and have chosen to stay with it. And these are the quality numbers that any campaigner will need.
Right, so Hardi, which is the issue? You talk about millions of tweets have gone out, but are you anticipating that these millions of tweets will translate into numbers on the ground come tomorrow?
Well, Israel, you understand that on Twitter the dynamics are not quite straightforward.
Oh yeah, which is a challenge, because it's easy to go on your phone and just tweet, fix the country, and attach a hashtag. But when it requires that you step out onto the streets, then it becomes a problem,
isn't it? Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. The dynamics are quite different. There are people who may have been tweeting even from places in America or London or somewhere. So definitely they wouldn't be able to show up. There are also people who may have been tweeting in my hometown. So if they are not in Accra, they may not be able to. But the point of moving this from social media to the grounds is to give physical expression to the virtual, aspirations and frustrations that people have shown. And as I have said, the lack of time has given the opportunity for people to completely digest issues surrounding Fix the Country. And what we need are people who have chosen, despite the frustrations that we've gone through with the police, to stay with the cause. And these are the numbers that we would want, to deal with, because these are people who, no matter what happens, are ready to stand up and fight for the country and make sure that nothing stops them on the way.
What kind of numbers are you anticipating? 500,000, 5,000?
Well, yesterday when we were at the police headquarters, we were asked this question: how many people are we expecting? We don't want to put a number on it, because this is not a group that you will say we have this particular number of people. This is a campaign that people from various walks of life are identifying with. So it is safe to say that Ghanaians will show up. The police said they are preparing for 2,000, between 2,000 and 5,000. That's for their own, that's for their preparation.
Right.
But we can have more or less. It doesn't really matter. What needs to be said is that the quality of the numbers matters, because when people clearly understand the issue, they are not just coming to demonstrate as a keep fit exercise. They are demonstrating with a deep understanding of what they want to achieve, where they want to go, and how they know that they've got where they want to go.
Now, quickly, since you mentioned Kaka's passing and the meeting you had with the IGP, I'm curious, did you inquire as to the latest as far as the investigations are concerned?
Well, the police were not really interested in discussing other matters. They were more focused on talking about how they can prepare for the demonstration. Okay. There are other steps that we had outlined that we will be taking in connection with the death of Kaka and the investigations and whatnot. We've heard that the Ejura committee, so-called, has submitted his report to the Interior Minister. From the beginning, in fact, based on some of the lines of questionings in terms of even focus on criticizing the media and Joy News and what Joy News did and didn't do, whether Kaka was member of FIXEC and all of that, it had waned our confidence in even that committee. So we had said that we would pursue independent investigations with SHRAJ and other bodies. These are matters that are still on the table. And in the aftermath of the demonstration, we will be taking them up and we'll be following up with everything else that is connected to that.
All right.
Well, ultimately, just before you go, what are you hoping to achieve in this physical expression of this virtual demonstration which started that you have not been able to achieve virtually? Because you've had the opportunity to dialogue with governments, you've had the opportunity to bring the whole nation on board. So what are you really hoping that you will achieve tomorrow, especially considering that you may not have the virtual numbers that you've had, and that the numbers may be less than what we've seen on social media?
Well, I think that the first important thing that we want to put across is that people have the democratic right to express themselves through protests, through demonstrations, through hashtags, through any sort of means that they choose legally to express their frustrations at the system. So one thing that needs to be put across is the fact that all the frustrations, all the roadblocks that were put on our way, we had to go to the Supreme Court in order to make sure that that particular right is not given up, no matter what the frustrations are. That's one critical thing that going on the street communicates, in our opinion. Another thing is that, look, it is possible for us to come together as citizens and not MPP or NDC. Okay. Because you would see that this is one of this would be one of the most prominent expressions of frustration at the system, something that is completely non-partisan, something that is led that is convened by citizens who are not affiliated with Party A or Party B. Okay. So that it becomes a citizen-focused system, a citizen-focused event that is aimed at making sure that the system is changed for the benefit of all, instead of just a few at the top there.
Okay, right. We've got that. Thank you very much, Yakubu, for joining us this morning.
So, if you give me 1 second, I will just reiterate the routes for people who might want to come.
Okay, sure.
And I encourage everybody to come, because this is something that concerns all of us. We are neither NDC nor MPP. We are just citizens of this country. We are starting at Obrasport at 7 a.m. Okay. 7 a.m. tomorrow. from 7 a.m. from Obra Spot, we are moving through the Kwame Nkrumah Avenue, 10 at Farisco, all the way to TUC, then go past the Kimbu Secondary School to that JA Mills High Street, and then end at the Independence Square.
Okay. All right.
It will be a peaceful move. Police will be there to protect everybody. Okay. There is no need to fear.
Okay. And of course, we'll be covering you here on Joy News. And so if you're watching us and you want to find out where the demonstration has reached, if you're watching us, you'll definitely know that. Thank you, Yakubu, for sharing your morning with us. Fix the Country demonstration is tomorrow, August 4th at 7 a.m. We're taking a short break. When we come back, IB joins us with Showbiz.